But now we're going to talk about limiting beliefs. Do you have limiting beliefs that are preventing you from growing your practice? That's what I want to talk about here. In personal injury, you may have limiting beliefs. You may be saying things to yourself that sound something like this. I'm not good at marketing. Attorneys aren't going to like me. Personal injury cases are too complicated. I won't be taken seriously by attorneys and insurance companies. I don't have time to focus on personal injury. So these are limiting beliefs. They're limiting you from growth because you're telling yourself these stories that most likely are not true. So let's define a limiting belief. Limiting beliefs are thoughts or convictions that you have that constrain your potential and prevent you from taking action. They can be deeply ingrained in our minds from past experiences or societal expectations, or somebody may call you a name like an ambulance chaser, and that really bothers you. Who cares? In the context of marketing for personal injury patients, a limiting belief might be the fear of appearing too aggressive or the notion that you lack the skills to effectively market your practice. So limiting beliefs hold you back from really unleashing your full potential of success in your personal injury practice. So maybe you're saying things, and I alluded to it earlier, these are some limiting beliefs. I'm not good at marketing. You may believe that you lack the necessary skills and tools to promote your personal injury practice. I'll tell you this, you only need 2 letters after your name to be a good personal injury doctor. And those are DC, MD, DO, that's all you need. Another limiting belief, they're too complicated. Man, with artificial intelligence these days, there's lots of websites you can use that make this process a whole lot easier. So they're not really that complicated. Here's another limiting belief. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to focus on personal injury cases. I'm going to handle these. I'm going to go one at a time with these. I won't be taken seriously by attorneys and insurance companies. There's too much competition in personal injury. These attorneys aren't looking for me. They already have their networks. I already busted that limiting belief when I went to practice in Alabama. A Jew boy moving into Alabama to practice personal injury. I had a big personal injury practice. So the competition was irrelevant. The competition was me. I don't have the resources to invest in marketing for personal injury patients. I'm going to handle that one too. And my existing patient base is enough. Where I am right now is enough. I'm going to resort to fine. Where I am right now is fine. I'm content. Personal injury and expanding is just unnecessary. Here's a limiting belief. I bill $8,000 and these attorneys tell me that I'm only going to get $3,000 at the maximum. It's just not true. So those are some examples of limiting beliefs. Beliefs that you have in your head, the stories that you're telling yourself that may or may not, most likely they're not true, but they make you feel good, but they keep you from growing your personal injury practice. So here's how we're going to destroy some of those limiting beliefs. I'll give you some tools. So these were given to me by Tony Robbins, influential speaker, marketing guru. Everybody knows who, a business strategist, you know who Tony Robbins is. So what he said is you need to identify. Let's first identify any limiting beliefs that you have. Reflect on your thoughts and feelings about marketing for personal injury patients and what is holding you back. Write down any of those beliefs, anything that you think may be holding you back in your personal injury business. So identifying your limiting beliefs, that's the first part. Now, the first way to destroy a limiting belief is to challenge that belief. So how do we do that? Question the validity of those beliefs. Are they based on facts or assumptions? Consider alternative perspectives and gather evidence that contradicts your limiting beliefs. Okay, so I'll give you an example. I don't have time to focus on personal injury cases. That may be your limiting belief. So let's challenge that belief. Personal injury cases are typically a lot higher value patient than a commercial insurance patient, cash, Medicaid, or Medicare. Can we agree on that? Typically. Yes, it's a higher value patient. So you don't have time to focus on the higher value patient. You'd rather focus on patients with lower values. like Medicare, Medicaid, cash, commercial insurance, where reimbursements are going way, way down. So maybe that's the limiting belief. You do have time. By the way, in my program, all you need is 30 minutes a day. So challenge the validity of those beliefs. An attorney told me that I can only get $3,000 max no matter what I charge on my chiropractic bill. Maybe that's the limiting belief, because one attorney told you that. Talk to 30 attorneys. I was talking with a doctor today. We were looking at the number of personal injury attorneys in Chicago. There's over 7,000. But you're taking the words of one attorney and making that your barrier and your own personal rule that's preventing and holding you back. So challenge the beliefs, question the validity, and get other perspectives. So the next part, the second part, is create a new empowering belief. So what that means is replace your limiting belief with a positive, empowering one. So here's an example of how you can create a new empowering belief. Instead of saying things like, I don't know how to market for personal injury patients, which may be true, but that's not an empowering belief. It's a disempowering belief. So it's limiting by you saying, I don't know how to do this. Well, tell yourself instead, I can learn and master effective personal injury marketing. Because there are doctors out there that are just like you. They put their pants on one leg at a time. They went to the same school, got the same grades. They may be in a different city, but they're just like you. And they tell themselves that they can learn and master personal injury marketing because the help is out there. You just have to be willing to go get it. So create a new empowering belief, actually just saying the opposite of what your limiting belief is. So that's the second pillar. Think of these as table legs, right? So 3 table legs holding up a table of your limiting belief. And what we're going to do is we're going to sweep the legs out and destroy that limiting belief. So identifying your limiting belief is the tabletop. We've already done that, right? I don't know how to market for personal injury patients. Well, you're going to question the validity. That's the first one. Is what I'm saying really true? Am I really telling the truth here? No, because there's other people that disagree with you. So we knocked out that table leg. The second one we created a new empowering belief. That table leg says, I don't know how to market for personal injury patients. That's a disempowering belief. What you can say instead to knock out this leg is, I can learn and master how to do some effective personal injury marketing. So we knocked that leg out. So we got one left. So here's how we knock out that third leg. You're going to gather evidence that supports it. You're going to strengthen your new belief. You're going to reinforce it by gathering evidence that supports it, which might include attending marketing seminars, seeking advice from personal injury doctors that are getting 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 personal injury patients a month, and implementing new strategies and witnessing positive results. So even though you may not be sold on this third leg of strengthening your new belief, do it anyway. Take action because you'll start to get results. Put your new belief into action by implementing marketing strategies tailored to attract personal injury patients. Monitor your progress and adjust your approach as needed to optimize results. So that's how we totally disempower limiting beliefs. We sweep all those legs holding up your limiting belief and we eliminate it. And that limiting belief is gone. Okay? So by following this process, you can overcome any limiting beliefs and unlock your practice's full potential. Don't let self-imposed barriers, again, they're just beliefs, they're self-imposed. Don't let those barriers prevent you from helping more personal injury patients and growing your practice. So I dealt with limiting beliefs too, especially when I first got started. I was just all in my head, right? I didn't look for resources outside of my own head. Tony Robbins also said this, it's not a lack of resources. It's a lack of you being resourceful, right? So if you have any of these limiting beliefs, you can reach out to me. Underneath this video in the description, you can set up a 15-minute call, a 45-minute call, and I'm happy to help you destroy these limiting beliefs so that you can take action and grow your personal injury business, because I have almost 500 doctors in my program right now. Some of them had limiting beliefs, some of them just wanted some help, but they just put the blinders on, didn't listen to all the noise from the outside, and started focusing on the proven actions to grow personal injury through those 3 methods that I usually talk about. Having a social media plan, having a highly trained, dedicated personal injury marketing liaison in the market, setting up Zoom calls, lunches, and meetings for you, and then knowing your point of differentiation so that you can communicate why you're different to these attorneys, as well as address their pain points. By knowing what keeps them up at night, knowing what makes them want to do business with you, and if you can address those pain points, you are going to be a trusted resource for that attorney or doctor and get clients that live or work within a reasonable distance of your area. So my name is Mark Slater with Prime Spine Consulting. I hope you enjoyed today's presentation on limiting beliefs and destroying limiting beliefs so that you can take the action necessary to grow your personal injury practice.